Hey, so I want to talk to you a little bit more about some of the books that I have available this weekend at my pop-up at Black Coffee Atlanta. This is a series that I wrote a few years ago, and I'm a big fan of alternate history, but most of the alternate history books that you read are told from a Eurocentric point of view, like what if the Confederates had won the Civil War, what if the Nazis had won, World War II. And there's like a whole bunch of books like that. But very rarely do you find alternate history stories told from other cultural aspects and stuff like that. Like, for instance, what if the Aztecs had defeated the Spanish, or what if the Mongols had actually conquered the entire European continent and stuff like that, things like that. So I'm sitting down, and when I first started writing, and one of my things I like to do is think about what are things that I've never seen written before that I wouldn't mind doing. And so one of the ideas that came in my head was that, what if the Haitian Revolution had spread into the American South and had been successful? And my response to that was this book, From Here to Timbuktu. And in this book, I created a scenario where the southern United States has become a separate country called Fredonia. And Fredonia is controlled by a majority black government and stuff like that. But it's a government of equality where everybody has equal voice and stuff like that. And this story, From Here to Timbuktu, is actually an action adventure that takes place in this particular country. And I just read the description to you. The year is 1870. As the young country of Fredonia prepares to celebrate 50 years of existence, a young bounty hunter, Zeke Culpepper, is hired by a wealthy businessman to find a valuable book. In the kingdom of Mali on the continent of Africa, veteran warrior Farmer Keita has been assigned to find that same book and bring it back to its rightful owner. And in the newly formed nation of Germany, an ambitious Prussian officer seeks the book for its secrets that could make his country the most powerful nation in the world. The results is an action adventure like no other. I really had fun writing this book. I sat down that day and said, I wouldn't mind making a movie, but since I couldn't make a movie, I wrote a book. And I wrote this book to be very cinematic. And one of the best compliments I get from it is people who read it say, man, this thing reads like a movie and stuff like that. So I think you'll enjoy it. It's a fresh take on a lot of things. And I think you'll have a good time reading it. Now, there is a sequel, which I will have with me this weekend, which is called La Rosa de Matanzas. And this story focuses on Zeke's love interest, Pauline Rose, which this book reveals Pauline's true identity. And in the process of writing this book, I had created this scenario about a Spanish Revolution and stuff like that taking place in the 1800s, in the 19th century. And I found that there actually was a situation like that during that time period, which eventually led to the Spanish-American War. And so, I incorporate some of that into the history, change it up a little bit. Very great, very exciting book, just like From Here to Timbuktu. You get to find the secret behind Pauline Rose, who she really is, how she ended up in Fredonia, and how important she was to this revolution that was taking place in the 19th century. Again, another fun book. It was a book, the first book that got me actually some reviews and doing a podcast in Mexico because of the fact that I used a Spanish title, and I set this in this scenario, and I think people enjoyed it because of that. But anyway, I'll have both of these books with me this weekend at Black Coffee Atlanta. Fun reads. I have a discount, of course, if you get both of the books together. But come check them out. Just another aspect of what we do at MVmedia. Y'all take care. Peace.